Hey, how's it going? This is Melinda and welcome to my channel. Today I have my husband Phil with me and we are taking on your questions. A few weeks ago I asked you to give me some questions regarding my vinyl collection, and I picked out some that I thought my husband could help out with and contribute. So the other questions that I don't answer today I will answer in a future video. But thank you, Philip, for coming on. And in honor of
The
Kentucky Derby coming up this Saturday, we are wearing our best Kentucky Derby attire. So to celebrate that.
There we go. This is the best we got, huh?
This is the best we got. So if you're not a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe, hit the like button and the notification bell, and let's get started with your questions. First off is from JC from the channel The Flip Side. I love his channel. He is my morning show when I drink my coffee. I really enjoy his channel. He wanted to know, what album have I passed over that I regret? And I'm very fortunate that
all of them.
yeah, I regret them all. I'm fortunate that the ones I really regretted, I have recently been able to acquire. And of course, I'm not going to get into big details, but about 4 years ago, I had a chance to buy the Zombies Odyssey and Oracle. My husband and I were together, and I didn't even look at it. So I like to think that the condition of that record was in terrible condition and I didn't miss anything, but it still bothered me. But thankfully I was able to get the Zombies Odyssey and Oracle. And speaking of the Zombies, a few weeks ago we saw them in concert. What'd you think? What were your impressions?
It was better than I expected. I had zero expectations. It was nice. It was in the Ryman Auditorium and it wasn't full at all. So it was nice and relaxing and kind of an intimate setting. And I thought they did pretty good, especially for their age.
Yeah, they're both 76 years old. I thought they sounded very good.
Yeah.
I made a point to not watch any of their performances on video, and here's why. I'll just share this story because Paul McCartney has been a topic here in the vinyl community lately. A lot of people are watching the videos from his first concert back on his tour that he's doing right now. They're not liking what they hear. They think he doesn't sound very good and don't go see him. That's their opinion, of course. I have to say that when we went and saw him in concert just a few years ago, I was impressed. I thought he sounded great. I didn't expect him to sound like he did when he was in the Beatles. So I was very pleased with him and I thought we had a great time. I thought he sounded terrific. I got home and watched some of the videos and it was like a totally different performance. He didn't sound good at all on video. So my only thought about all of this, a lot of people are saying they're not going to go see him. They don't think he sounds good. It's an expensive show. And if you don't want to go because you don't want to spend the money, that's one thing. But I really think there's a difference between just the magic of being there in the moment and watching it on a YouTube channel and watching. I just thought it was so different when we saw him. Do you agree with that? Or you probably didn't watch him on video, did you?
No, you know my opinion of that concert. We talked about that on this channel before.
You liked Paul himself. You just didn't like who we were sitting around because it smelled bad.
Yeah, he did a fine job, and he's richer than dirt, so he had the best musicians and backing vocals, and they carried him a lot.
They do.
And we had that conversation after the concert. I even told you I thought that you were caught up in seeing a legend, and it probably wasn't as good as you thought it was. I told you that at the time.
Okay, well, we disagree on that. I was very pleased with the show, so I would never tell anybody to not go see him. I would rather go see him and regret that than regret not seeing him at all. That's just where
there's nothing wrong with going and seeing him. I mean, especially if you're a big Beatles, Paul McCartney, Wings fan. He sang a lot of great stuff.
I'm a huge fan.
He is a legend, and if you want to go, go.
There's not going to be that many chances left. I would think. I hope he lives to be 120, but I mean, you just never know. So going back to the question that JC asked, what album have I passed on that I regretted? So this was a record that was given to me as a gift by Steve Carlson. Thank you so much for that. It's a terrific record, and I love watching Steve Carlson. He's kind of what I consider our Sunday morning Johnny Carson. He is a fantastic host. He shows records that I learn a lot from him. He shows great records that I've never heard of before. I guess his cat, I would say, is Ed McMahon. The Ed McMahon of the channel. Anyway, that's really a cool.
How can you not like a record with that guy on it?
That's right. So thank you so much, Steve. That was a wonderful gift. So I really appreciate it. Mothership Connection. It's a really cool, funky record. And there's so many artists that have been inspired by Parliament. And I remember going to dance clubs and hearing this song, Turn This Mother Out. Well, that came from them. And so, and it's a beautiful copy. It's still in shrink. Look at this really cool old Casablanca label. I call that the Kiss label, but you know, that's a whole nother story. And I really love that, but I had that in my hand very early on when I was vinyl collecting. I was at a store called the Money Tree. My copy the copy I had in my hand was in a lot worse shape than that one I just showed. That one's beautiful. But it was very early on. I had only picked it up because I saw other people show it in the vinyl community on YouTube channels. Well, when I was there and I had it in my hand, someone approached me, this guy. He was pretty aggressive. He was like, man, I really want that record. If you don't want it, please give it to me. I really want that record. And I'm like, okay, here. And I just gave it to him because I thought, well, I've never heard it before. I'm just buying it because other YouTube channels talk about it, so he can have it. But I kind of later regretted doing that. And I was just going to ask you now, if somebody did that to me, there's a good chance that I would keep it. I would be more likely to keep it because I think, okay, somebody knows something about this record. It's more valuable, or I don't know. There'd be something, maybe I'd feel like I'd have FOMO about it if I let it go. What do you think is the proper etiquette? If you have something in your hand, you don't really know what it is. It's not something you're dying to have, and you see somebody freaking out wanting this record. What's the right thing to do?
Well, I mean, you have to make the decision for yourself if you want to buy that album, regardless of that other person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, if you want to be a nice person and you know you're not going to get it, hand it over. But
if I don't want to be a nice person, just keep it.
I mean, but no, I mean, if he wasn't there, you probably would have held on to it longer. Yeah. You might even looked up on your phone and listened a little bit or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I think to continue with your plan when a complete stranger comes up to you and does that is perfectly fine.
Yeah, and I would want someone to do that for me. If something was in their hands they didn't really care about and it was something I was dying to have, I would want them to do me that big favor. So yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. So also here, Josh had one more question we'll talk about. He wanted to know my favorite Van Hagar, the Sammy Hagar era of Van Halen, my favorite song from there. I will name my top three because I want to. So from this album here, I love the song Run Around. I think that's such a cool song. That's number 3. Number 2 is The Seventh Seal from Balance. Love that song. And that one probably is my go-to song at this point. But I'm going to go with the cliche answer, Dreams. That's my favorite. I think overall throughout my life, I love the song Dreams. And I think there's something about that final lyric when he says, and in the end, on dreams we can depend, because that's what love is made of, that I don't know, I just dig that song. We see the Blue Angels perform, they come to town, and they play that really loud, and there's just something emotional connection when you see those beautiful airplanes doing all those really cool stunts, and that song is playing. I just think it's really special. Do you have a favorite Van Hagar song that you really like?
You talked me into it. Dreams. No.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you the difference in a Van Halen Hagar and a Van Halen Roth.
Yeah, you asked me was hot for teacher.
I was being silly.
Well,
but you could hold a gun to my head and tell me to name 10 songs that each sang, and you just have to kill me because I wouldn't know.
Okay, fair enough.
Sorry.
All right. Thank you, JC, for those questions. And now I want to move on to a question by Concert Buddy, another great channel. What stage of collecting am I in? It's basically the quality versus quantity argument. Where do you think I stand on that right now?
I don't think those are mutually exclusive.
Not for me.
I think the quantity is just getting more expensive.
Oh, that's a good point. I kind of lean towards, I'm leaning a little more towards the quality. I remember back when I first started collecting, I couldn't wait. You'd be on a business trip, couldn't wait for you to come home. You come home with a big stack of records. You stop by Euclid in St. Louis. That was before our good buddy Billy had his store, Riverbend Records. But he would go in and buy a ton of records. So I feel like I've moved a little more onto the quality side, but I do still buy a lot of records. So
Yeah, I haven't seen the quantity slow down a bit.
oh, it has. I mean, I don't get those huge stacks anymore. I just get a steady stream.
No, you get 3 or 4 a day every day.
No. That's not true. I mean, that's not true every day anyway. All right, so thank you so much for that question.
Post office doesn't deliver on Sunday.
Well, they do now. They have been.
Only for Amazon.
And he also wanted to know if there's a certain number of records I won't exceed. I don't have a certain number in mind. I don't. But now, if I went to somebody's house and there were records like everywhere, all over the place, I would be intrigued and I would love it. However, that's not how my house is, and that's not what I want for my home. So I think the number is when I don't have anywhere else to put it and it's suddenly out and about, that's when I have too many records and I'll have to do a purge. I don't have a number in mind, but when it gets to where my house is cluttered with records, that's when I know it's time to stop for me. Yeah.
So excluding the bedroom, you're good.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I mean, if people look around my house, they can see clues that there's a problem, but they can't. It's not screaming at them. How about that? Is that fair enough?
Okay.
Okay. So another question is from T-Cat's Deep Vinyl Tracks. How much time do I devote to listening to music, and how much time do I spend watching vinyl videos? I would say several times a week, I listen to about 3 or 4 albums at a time. You know, just, that's about...
Not at the same time.
Not at the same time, but you know what I mean. I'll listen to 3 or 4 records a night, most nights. You know, there might be a night when I miss, but for the most part, that's what I do. And if you've got a movie that doesn't appeal to me that you want to go watch, you'll do that, or you'll listen with me. So the next part of that question was, how much time do I devote to vinyl videos?
I can answer that one. Way too much.
I love watching everybody's vinyl videos. I wish I could watch every single video. I am subscribed to so many people. I get so many notifications that I cannot keep track of that anymore. The vinyl community's grown quite a bit. I know how hard it is to get started, and if I could watch every beginner's videos, I would. Getting to that first 1,000 subscribers is so hard. And then there's people who I just love to watch, and I will watch every video they make. But yeah, I watch a lot of vinyl videos, and I really enjoy them. They take the place of watching a lot of just regular TV for me. So I even listen to them when I'm at work. I will put in my headphones and listen to live streams and things like that. So thank you, Concert Buddy, for that wonderful question.
She walks around the house with her phone blaring with them going, drives me nuts sometimes.
Yeah,
because there are some people whose voices just go great on you. Mine probably grates on y'all, but that's fine. I get it. I'm not making fun of anybody, but you don't want to hear that in your house all the time.
Yeah, well, I enjoy it. Okay, so Brett C wants to know, what is the next big grill that I want? I don't really have a big grill that I need to like go onto Discogs or eBay to look for. What I'm looking forward to next is the Bill Evans Analog Productions box set. I did a pre-order for that back. It's been over a year, like March of 2021. I locked it in at the $600 price instead of.
Is that all?
Instead of
what a bargain, folks!
The price has increased to $900.
All right.
And it's going to be a gorgeous one. You are going to love that one as well. You can't deny it. It's going to be amazing. And I'm really looking forward to that. I have no clue when it's coming out. I just know that Chad Kasem has hinted around that it's going to be coming out. And then, of course, another one that I consider a grail is something that's a true dream come true. Those Van Halen, the David Lee Roth era one steps. I can't wait to hear one of those. I'm so excited. I don't know when they're coming out. It may not even be this year, but I can't wait for those to start coming out. So those are really the grails. I don't really know of anything else. I'd love to have the Mobile Fidelity Boston debut album, but I've already got like 3 copies of that record. I don't, and it's $400. I would have to like find it at a garage sale or something like that, and just luck into it to be able to have something like that. So.
And in 2 weeks, she'll be out here going, look, I got the Boston MoFi, yay!
I doubt it. That would be nice, but I doubt it. All right, so here is a question that I had to really think about, but I thought it was an excellent question. Sharon Evans, who is another person who comments on my channel, and I really appreciate all of her comments. She asked me, when I'm saying I'm happy to add this to my collection, what do I really mean when I say that? And I had to think about it because there's a lot of different ways you could take that. I think what I really mean by that is the records I'm adding to my collection now, I'm really hoping to have the enjoyment out of them that, let's say, records from when I was a little kid, like the Tommy James and the Shondells, or Van Halen's 1984. There's so many records in my collection that have so many wonderful memories. And I'm hoping when I say I'm happy to add this to the collection, I'm building on what I'm listening to today. I'm hoping that in 25 years, some of the records that I'm adding to the collection now and in listening and enjoying, my husband will sit around and say, wow, remember when we bought this record back when our daughter was old and out of the house, but we still felt good? That's kind of, I want to have memories, like all these jazz records. Like Red Garland. This was a wonderful record we listened to. Red Garland.
And remember when we bought that Bill Evans box set instead of investing for retirement? Remember that?
Norah Jones. We sit around the fireplace and enjoy listening to some Norah Jones or John Coltrane. I'm hoping when, many, many years from now, we will listen to these records and remember when we first got them. Just like I remember listening to Van Halen back in the day, or, here's another couple of records we've been really enjoying lately that I recommend. These were recommended to me by a channel called The Waxed, a real nice guy named Rob. He always gives me heads up when some records go on Analog Productions are up for order. Gene Ammons. Every time I put this one on when we're together, you say, who is that? And you like it. So that's a really great choice. I don't hear a lot about Gene Ammons. We hear about John Coltrane and Miles Davis. Arnett Cobb, that's another one. This is a great record, and we've been really enjoying it a lot. So those are just some really great records that...
I'm very happy you added this to the collection.
Why are you saying that?
Because that's what the question was. What does it mean?
Yeah, okay, there you go. Well, so those are the questions that I picked out, and I will answer more later. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to add about the discussion? Anything I did not ask that you would like to talk about?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.